Hi, welcome back to Bored and Retired. I'm Jim, and I thank you all for tuning in to watch. My last video about Ollies did really well, and I thank all the people that watched it and subscribed to it. Thank you very, very much. Today my wife said, Jim, you have to show off your new comic book shirt. So here's my new comic book shirt. I got this from I think it's 80s comic t-shirt, something like that. A little expensive. If you know of any other companies that do this type of advertising for comic books, put a comment down below so I can go take a look at them. Thank you very much for that. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about recently read comic books, whether you should buy them or pass on them. And the first comic book we're talking about is Quasar 17. I have heard of this story. I didn't know it was in this book. And what happens is one of the elders of the universe comes to Earth, and he wants to find out who is the fastest runner in the world. His name is Runner. And he recruits many characters from the Marvel universe: the Wizard, Captain Marvel, Speed Demon, Super Saber, Black Racer, Quicksilver, and Makari. And they're here. So that's who the Runner recruits. And the Runner, he's an elder of the universe. And according to Eon, that's this cosmic entity that Quasar keeps in his closet and in his closet at his work. Told him there's 2,000 elders, and the Runner happens to be one of them. And they're going to have the big race, and they all end up in the desert, and he hits a button, and a track goes from Earth to the moon, and first one to the moon wins. So Quasar and his friend Makari, they really don't trust this elder, so Quasar is going to monitor the race. And as the race goes out into the atmosphere, into space, all of a sudden Quasar's warning system that a cosmic entity has arrived on Earth. So he has to cut off, go back to Earth, and he finds who is there. And it's a guy right in front of the running starting line, and he starts running up the track, and he's going so fast that Quasar can't keep up with him. Matter of fact, this is what the entity looks like right there. Kind of familiar. Yellow boots, red, some lightning, and this entity races past everybody on the track, makes it to the moon before anybody else, and then the elder guy, the Runner, shows up and says, hey, you want to go to a galactic marathon? And the guy says, oh, I guess. And they ask him what his name is, and then he kind of stutters his name, and it comes out as, I'm not sure, Buried Alien, something like that. And of course, that's reference to Barry Allen, the Flash from DC Comics. So, Marvel Comics proves that the Flash from DC Universe is faster than all the characters in Marvel. The next book I picked up, read, I should say, is Tempest Fugitive by Ken Stacy. It's from DC, book shelf format. He wrote it, he drew it, and it's about a guy that's a time skipper, traveler, and some of the artwork. I read this book, and it was so well done. I give it a 4.5 out of 5 that I went ahead and went into get the other comics. Number 2, number 3, And number 4. It's a great storyline. He goes back in time to prevent something, of course. And he's being chased by other time skippers, time jumpers. And they have a few little conflicts between each one. And he kind of slips into World War I, World War II, sometime in the future. And he has this ability that when he absorbs energy from flashlight battery or car engine, that he can slip through time, and the more power he gets, the further and more accurate he is. So the second book was another really good issue, another 4.5 out of 5. Then it started going downhill a little bit. The Tempest, probably a 3. And the conclusion, probably right around 2.5. It was kind of lacking the conclusion. But I recommend to pick it up just for the first 2 books. They're just incredible. Good concept, a lot of fun to read. Oh, this one. Ambush Bug Stocking Stuffer. Don't buy it. Don't waste your time. I still don't know if he's an alien, a bug, a man. I have no idea. It's like 48 pages in here, and I don't even know what this guy does. It referenced the miniseries constantly. I don't even want to read the miniseries. So, unless somebody can tell me differently, never again. And I read Wonder Years Book 1 of 2. And this is kind of a continuation of a very famous series by Alex Ross and Kurt Busiek called The Marvels, that has incredible artwork by Alex Ross. This one is kind of like a spin-off of it, and it's about this young lady, and this is all from the viewpoint of humans, not from superheroes, and she almost gets stepped on by a giant robot called Red Ronin, and Wonder Man comes swooping in, rescues her, puts her down, and then he goes off to battle. But he dropped his glasses, the red ruby glasses, and she's kept them as a souvenir. She's one of his biggest fans, and when Wonder Man moves to the West Coast to join the West Coast Avengers, she moves out there also, and she wants to really meet Wonder Man. And it's seen through her viewpoint, and it's a very interesting book. It tells me at the end, spoiler alert, something bad happens to Wonder Man, and I need to read book 2. This one is well worth picking up, really good. Then I read The Spectre, Infinite Crisis Aftermath, number 1, number 2, and number 3. In this, there's a new Spectre called Crispus Allen, and he and the Spectre are having a discussion after Crispus Allen has been killed, and Spectre wants him to bond with him, and the guy says, don't want to. And then the Spectre says, I'll be back in a year and you let me know. So this guy, he's going around town, can't interact with anybody. He's in Gotham City. He finds out who the Batman is. He finds out other stuff. He finds out there's some killers in the city that nobody knows about and can't do anything with. And after a year, the Spectre comes back, and they team up. And he wants to go after the guy that killed him, but the Spectre said, no, we got other people to go and see. And they go see a few people, and they're like mass murderers, mass killers. And they take care of the business there. And Crispus says, I just don't understand. We should be going after more and more people. And Spectre says, that's not how we work. And they go off, and finally they get to the Jim Corrigan's part of the book, and won't give it away, but he finally figured out why the Spectre does what he does. Very interesting. I read the Spectre when it was Jim Corrigan as the Spectre, but definitely very good. Need to read those. I read John Sable Freelancer from First Comics #1. This is always in the dollar bins. All his books are in dollar bins. And I said, I'm going to read it. It's by Mike Grell. He writes it and draws it. And I remember Mike Grell from the 80s/90s when he did the Green Arrow of Longbow series. Incredibly good. Only best Green Arrow series, I think. And I read this, and it's basically he's a mercenary for hire, and he gets hired by the president to protect the president. And since it's in the 80s, he's protecting Ronald Reagan. And of course, the person that's trying to take out the president is an old friend of his. Very good. You actually need to pick these up. I have up to number 10, and I'll be reading them soon because I enjoy mercenaries slash spies. The next one is Harbinger's Files, probably mispronouncing it, featuring the origins of Harada from Valiant #1. I've read one other from Valiant in this universe called Hardcore, and that was okay, but this was incredibly well done. It is great. It tells the origin of Hadara, which I think he's either a good guy with bad intentions or a bad guy with bad intentions. I haven't figured it out. They have him fighting Dr. Solar. I have the first few books of Dr. Solar. Now I want to find those and read them because this book was so well done. And it's the origin story of Hadara. And he is not a good man. He thinks he is, I think. But not your typical good guy comic at all. But it's a very, very well done. We'll be getting those if there's any more. Then we go back to DC Comics. And this is OMAC, the One Man Army. It stands for One Man Army Corps. By Jack Kirby, drew it and wrote it. On the very first page, when I open it up, that is a shocking piece of drawing. And I was right. It was a robot. And basically, a guy works where they manufacture robots to send them out to places. Unfortunately, the higher-uppers in the corporation are using these robots to send them out, seduce rich people, and then explode and blow them up. And get hired for it, I guess. And there's a satellite in outer space, some organization. And they recruit one of the people that works there. And he turns into this guy called Omnac. If I can find a picture of him other than the front cover here. That's a good picture. Right there. And of course, he solves everything. And he has incredible powers. This satellite, Brother Eye, which plays a big plots, lines, and future stories with Batman. It's a very good comic. Then we have Squadron Sinister #1 from the Secret Wars Marvel. And they have two sets of Sinister guys there. Squadron Sinister. And these guys are bad guys without a doubt. They're on the planet with Dr. Doom put together, it looks like. Has the Thor core there to keep peace, but they allow these guys to go out and do whatever they want up to a point. And reading this comic book made me want to collect all the Secret Wars from Marvel's in the second volume. Just an incredible story. There's all sorts of intrigue in it. And it's very well done. Buy it. Has some older DC comics. Batman Detective Comics #491. No standout stories in here. We do have a very good And up. Now it's good to have it in your collection because it's Batman, but there was really no standout stories in this. So take it as it is. It's okay. This Batman Detective Comics 501 is much better. His two best friends go to France, and one of them was a murderer according to this. And it has a good storyline, and it's worth reading and worth collecting. We have Detective Comics starring Batman 503, and this one mostly stars Batgirl and Robin, because the Scarecrow shoots a dart into Bruce Wayne, and anybody that looks at Bruce Wayne goes running away from him. And when he's as Batman, they go running away from him. So they have to go and find the Scarecrow and get the antidote. And it's pretty good. Well worth getting. Another Batman, and this is from the Batman series, number 378. And this has the Mad Hatter and Noctura in there. And it's a very good book. Noctura and Bruce Wayne are battling for adoption rights to Jason Todd, I believe. And Noctura is awarded the guardianship. And the Mad Hatter puts a hat on her and gets all her memories. And so Batman has to get him to the Mad Hatter before he reads the computer and his secret identity is gone. Very good book. Next one is Batman Detective Comics 499. Batman is going up against Blockbuster. It looks like, I think it was West Virginia or Virginia, and they're in a mine shaft. And of course, there's a bad person, and they blows them up while they're inside the mine with some other miners. And of course, Blockbuster and Batman have to work together to get out. And they capture the person that set off the bomb in the cave. It's okay. This one I really wanted to like. I've been reading the New Warriors, and their leader is called Night Thrasher, and this is Night Thrasher 1. It picks up around issue 33 or 34 in that neighborhood of the New Warrior series, so it gives me some what's going on at that time. So I kind of know when I get to 34 and 38, whatever it is, what's going to happen, but with my memory, I won't remember it. I really wanted to like this guy, but he has a storyline of he was young, his parents were killed, Bruce Wayne. He has a armor suit, he's Iron Man. He has a rocket skateboard, it's the 80s. Well, I really wanted to like it, and I just could not get into him. Unless he gets better in the New Warriors, I might give a shot at the issue 2 and above, but right now, not collecting it. And the next one is Trinity, number 1. Nice shiny cover. It has 3 gods that pop up in different spots, and they're trying to reunite to destroy the universe to bring about something else. And the Green Lantern and the Dark Stars and Legion of Superheroes, Legion, are trying to stop them. Don't know who the Dark Stars are? Not real impressed. But the Legion is a different Legion that I'm used to. They're more militaristic, and they hire out to planets to protect them. Might have to look into buying those, the L.E.G.I.O.N. I recommend it. There's only 2 in this series, but it crosses over to other DC Universe comics. So this is a good one to get. The last one I'm going to show was from my Ollie's video. I got 3 of them out of the 4 packs I bought. Planet Earth from Bad Ideal. Somebody told me this was a free comic book day book. And since I had 3 of them, I actually decided to read it. And actually, I enjoyed it. Artwork was okay, really good, I thought. The storyline was good. Basically, technical humans are going after some aliens on a different planet, and tables get reversed. And leads to a 4-issue miniseries. This is issue 0, and if I find them, I'll get them. That was Planet Earth, well worth to pick up at Ollie's. And that concludes comics I've read recently. I'd like to thank all the people that have subscribed lately, all the views I picked up for my last video. Thank you very much. This is Jim of Bored and Retired, part of the DCP Network.